God damn it. Piss and Vinegar Day 248. Shoulders, chest, triceps, shoulder prioritize on this push day. So doing 2 push days a week, and this is the shoulder dominant one. So I'm going to take this video actually as a sort of, I'm just going to answer a Q&A essentially. So I've been doing this a little bit lately. One of my subscribers, one of you guys asked, why don't I program shoulder twice a week, or should they program shoulders twice a week? If you're doing, push pull legs twice, or in my case, push pull legs, push pull, and then no legs twice. To that, I answer absolutely not. You do not want to be programming any overhead presses twice a week. For the most part, I mean, it's contextual, but if you're doing high intensity and you're doing the approach that I'm doing, where you train high intensity twice a week, training shoulders overhead press specifically twice a week is absolutely retarded, because you're already getting so much indirect stimulus to your front and side delt from all your other presses and pulls. Anytime you do a pull down, you're going to be training your side delts. Anytime you do, a cable row, you'll be training your rear delts. So you hit your rear delts indirectly plenty on back day. You hit your front delt plenty on chest day. Side delts, you could potentially get away with, twice a week volume on side delts, or twice a week frequency rather. But overhead pressing, absolutely not, because you are doing so much indirect heavy stimulus when you are doing 2 chest days a week or 2 push days a week. So one of the reasons that my delts grew so much when I switched to high intensity training, so I stopped doing so much fucking volume and frequency on my front delts, actually gave them actual time to grow. My front delts started exploding when I switched to high intensity training. My side delts did too, for the same sort of reasons, and so did my rear delts actually. But yeah, in this approach, what I'm doing here is more akin to what you'd want to do if you're doing high intensity training twice a week. And obviously right now I'm not really going balls to the wall high intensity, because I'm keeping reps in reserve on my right side, and then my left side I'm keeping reps in reserve because there are plenty of adaptations ready to happen with that injured side, since it's so dystrophied. But if you're doing actual sets to failure twice a week, absolutely don't be doing overhead press twice a week, because you just won't be able to recover your front delts from it. There's too much indirect stimulus from the bench presses, the cable incline presses, whatever the fuck presses you're doing for chest. And then if you double up on overhead press, you're just going to overdo it, really. So what I'm doing is chest day on fucking Monday, or chest dominant push day with no overhead presses at all, or side delts. And then the following Thursday, 3 days later, to get more muscle protein synthesis, I will do some chest, but it's at the end. So this day is much more for the front delts and side delts, which you see in a second. And then I throw in a little bit of chest at the end, just to keep the myops high, so that when I get back to Monday and do a full-fledged chest day, I haven't atrophied at all. So yeah, basically, don't train delts fucking twice a week. Like, it's just, unless you're doing volume or auto regulation or reps in reserve or whatever, but even then I wouldn't suggest it, because there's so much indirect stimulus from your chest presses and pull downs that you already hit it plenty indirectly. So make sure that you're just blasting it once a week with the delts, and if you're natural, that's going to be what allows you to get big capped delts. It's just that simple. That's one of the biggest things that natties talk about. Oh, you can't get big 3D delts as a natty. Bullshit. You're just doing too much fucking volume and frequency to actually grow those fuckers. And furthermore, if you're on steroids, you still want to only train them once a week, because it's not like you get more recovery on steroids. If anything, you get less, because you get stronger and your connective tissues can't handle as much. So for you guys out there who are fucking enhanced, also train shoulders once a week, because it's not like fucking steroids make you be able to recover your front delts more. All that will happen is that you will just grow muscle in the androgenic areas like traps and side delts and front delts when you get on gear. But it's not like you're actually really developing the front delts from the training you're doing. You're just getting that from the anabolics. If you train and develop the musculature plus the anabolics, you'll have fucking massive shoulders. So shoulders once a week, universally, if you're doing high intensity training, or probably if you're doing volume, unless you're like doing sport specifics and trying to get very good overhead presses. As you just saw there for a second on the side lateral raises, at the very end, I've started doing them bilaterally again, which is so much more fun. I'm so sick of doing unilateral movements like this. I started doing those again because the side delts are pretty much relatively the same in strength now, just that my right has a bit more endurance. So I get like an extra maybe rep or two at the end to take the right to failure, because the left fails and then the right still got a little bit more in the tank. But the rest of the session obviously is unilateral, because the left side is just so much weaker in the pec and tricep. But the shoulders are getting there. So Anyway, that was a little introduction back into bilateral training, which is fun because I'm fucking sick of doing this unilateral shit. The only thing that I'll stick to doing unilaterally is this movement you're seeing me do now here. I've already explained why, but basically you can abduct your arm across your body more and get more inner fibers, and that way, if you like me, I have a really hard time feeling my inner fibers unless I am absolutely abducting, and most people do. And maybe there's not too much to that, but I don't want to leave the gains on the table, so I don't mind doing this one because I get a bit of stretch and I get more abduction across my body, so I like that. But other than that, everything else will go back to bilateral or unilateral, no, bilateral, once I've fully recovered, except for this one. So yeah, that's that question answered today. If you want to hit shoulders, just do it once a week. Don't be trying to jam fucking 2 overhead presses, 2 incline presses, 2 decline presses in, twice a week. It's just not gonna work. Your front delts are gonna get massively overloaded, which will only impede your ability to contract your chest because your front delts will be not recovering, and they'll be the limiting factor in your ability to really get your chest. Man, my back looks so fucked up. There's something seriously fucking wrong with my fucking back. When you go to a osteopath or something, it just looks so whack. No wonder I'm always in pain and sciatica. Yeah, so oh yeah, that's right. The kickbacks. So I'm doing kickbacks. I know cable kickbacks or kickbacks in general with dumbbells are stupid as shit. The resistance curve's terrible, and you only get maybe a few inches of range of motion where you get actual decent mechanical tension. But when you use the cable, it's great. And my left tricep has always been able to fully contract the inner head perfectly well due to the fact that I've got hypermobility on that side, and therefore I can get a full range of motion that's warranted to my fucking biomechanics. Whereas my right tricep, I no longer have full range of motion due to arm wrestling training. So I went from being hypermobile on both arms to only being hypermobile in my left. My right arm has no longer got hypermobility, which means my inner head can't fully contract. It has a harder time fully contracting, rather. Whereas if I put my arm behind myself or further up, like the kickback, then I can really feel the inner head working more, because that's how the inner head of the tricep contracts, is when your arm is closer to your ribs. People think it's when it's over your head, but that's actually the outer head that gets contracted there. It's the other way around. But anyway, that's it for today. I'm starting to do those new tricep extensions because it allows me to actually feel my inner head of my tricep on my right arm. The left is fine, but I want to feel the right arm's inner head because it's weak and smaller. Anyway, peace out, bye.